Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury, the show here on Let's Talk Entertainment, where beginning back in 2018, I've been attempting to read and review each of the roughly 600 short stories written by the late great Ray Bradbury. Today we're up to story number 277, which is also the 17th of 25 short stories in his 2002 collection, One More Further Road. Today's story is called With Smiles Wide as Summer. If you're new to the channel, the way this works is I do a brief synopsis of what happens in the story, and then I wrap it up with just a very light analysis of what I think it all means. Is it a good story worth your time to read? So, it is summer, and 6-year-old William Smith is lonely, and he's running. He's always running. He finds himself on this day running down into the ravine of Ray Bradbury's fictional town, Greentown, and he's always running because he can't catch the 9-year-old boys, and the 3-year-old boys are too little, and they can't keep up with him. He runs down into this ravine, and he hears a ruckus, and he sees what he describes as being 9 boys playing, and then he throws a stick, and one of them brings him back the stick, and you realize that these are in fact a pack of stray dogs, 9 stray dogs, and they allow him to spend the rest of the day playing with each other. Bradbury describes the dogs as saluting trees, actually taking pisses on trees, and then he actually writes his name with piss in the sand by the pond, which is all quite humorous. But William is happy because he knows that dogs, regardless of their age, are like boys at all times, and they're always smiling, and no matter how old they get, they'll still be young enough to play with little old William Smith. So the day goes on, and eventually they follow him home. He goes inside. They sort of leave him with smiles and sort of bugger off on their own adventures, but he's happy because he knows that he'll be able to play with them again tomorrow. So this is a fun little story. Bradbury wrote a lot of stories about the life of children, the life of boys in particular, and this sort of falls into line with all of those. It's hardly profound, but I thought it was amusing, and it had some small basic truths embedded in the whole thing, which I think was quite interesting, I guess. I was beginning to think at one point that perhaps William was also a dog, but it was funny to learn that when he actually wrote his name and he went home and ran into the pantry and all of that, like that he was in fact a human. But I think it would have been an interesting plot twist on top of the first twist that in fact the boys were dogs. It would have been cool to have that second twist where he's in fact one of the dogs himself. But I do like the idea that this small truth about dogs being like boys, always being playful, regardless of their age in most cases. Yes, some dogs have different demeanors, but most dogs are happy to play and have fun with you at all times. And in that way, they're very much like boys, although boys can tend to grow out of it to some degree, though some men never do grow out of their boyhood phases, which is kind of fun as well, too. But I love this idea that they're like boys, and they even appear to smile on their faces. Dogs always seem happy, for the most part. And they also have this sense of loyalty and companionship that that they express towards humans who they approve of, who they like. And unlike some of the real boys that you meet in your life, they don't sort of grow out of your relationship. They don't abandon you for other things. They're happy to play and to be just kids all the time. So that was a fun little story. Hardly rocket science, but I liked it. I'm going to be thinking about this one for the rest of the day, which is in fact a beautiful summer day outside. All right then, next time we'll be moving on to story number 18 of 25 as we near the end of this collection. It is called Time Intervening, and that sounds familiar. I almost wonder if I haven't read this one before, but we shall see next time. So thank you, and I will see you again soon.